What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Off the Couch Boxing. I'm your host, Reckless Rex Ruger. That right there is the Alexis Arguello puppet.
And I'm your other host, Frankie Hunnitz. Let's do it.
Yeah, we got another good one, but when don't we? When don't we? And tonight's no different, man. We'll get him in here, man. King Kevin, what's up, man?
What's going on, guys? What's going on, guys? How we doing?
We glad to have you on here, man. Well, we lost your camera. There we go, man. I know me and you have talked a bunch offline, back and forth, trying to get the schedules right, man. But I'm glad we finally got a chance to do this, my man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man. Me too. Me too. Busy man, but I'm here, man. I appreciate you.
Brockton, Massachusetts, home of the marvelous one.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We here. We here.
And Rocky Marciano.
Yes, sir. Now we got King Kevin Walsh, man. I'm here.
Damn right we do. Damn right we do. And undefeated too, man.
Yes, sir. As of now.
Yeah. No, don't say that, man, Kevin. Come on, man. Let's keep it that way.
I'm a humble man, though, but yes, absolutely.
Yeah, I know, man. I know.
Man.
Hey, listen, let's chop it up and go back to the beginning, man. We usually always start out with, man, your upbringing, man. Now, I've seen in other interviews, man, where you've literally said boxing has saved your life, man. So, was the upbringing kind of rough, man? Were there problems in the street, man? How'd you get into boxing, man? I mean, were you beating a lot of fucking skulls in the streets?
Yeah, of course,
Good.
man.
No,
Of course. I grew up in Brockton, man. Tough city, man.
Yeah.
Small city. But I lost my father when I was 17, and after that I started looking up to the wrong kids, lost my guidance kinda, as you could say. And I started gang banging, just be in the streets, man. I don't really want to talk about it, but yeah, just doing the wrong
I respect
thing.
that. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So then I went to jail. I did some time, and man, it was like I got a good lawyer, and it was like I was in that cell, man, and I was thinking, what could I do, man? What should I do, man, to save my life, man? What can I do, And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna stop fighting, man. My father was gone at the time, and I was like, he always wanted me to fight, man. We always been had that fighting bond, and unfortunately, he never got to see me even start my journey because I started boxing after he passed away. But yeah, after I got out of jail, I went straight to the boxing gym, man, and never looked back, man. It saved my life, man. It honestly did. It saved my life.
That's a good story, though.
I respect that much just because, I mean, you're looking at me, you're looking at my father. I can't imagine, what you was dealing with at that time. But coming from a city where, it is tough and there is great fighters, that already came from your city. Was there guys when you started boxing that you kind of wanted to emulate or look up to or
Well, I didn't really want to emulate anybody from my neighborhood or anything like that, besides the guys that kind of got me into boxing and fighting and stuff from my neighborhood was Steve Dunn, Sandman. He's an MMA guy.
Yeah.
And then I had Lionel Buggs. He's another MMA guy, but those are guys that I looked up to in the city of Brockton that I knew I could turn to and go to get me into the fight game. And that's exactly who I went to. I went to Steve Dunn and I went to Lionel Buggs. And a lot of people don't even know this, before my boxing journey even started, I was ready to do MMA, man. I wanted to do MMA. I wanted to be a MMA fighter. So I started training with those guys. Like I said, those are MMA guys. But then I got a call to do a boxing amateur fight. And I said, hell yeah, let's do it. I've already been training. So I knocked the dude out in the first round. And me and my boxing coach, he was the dude, Mike Capiello, that I'm with right now. He was at the event. And he was like, yeah, I'll help corner you. And I was like, yeah, cool. So, it was history ever since, man. He was like, yeah, you should just keep boxing. And I was like, yeah, I'll stop boxing, man, for sure.
Yeah, fuck those leg kicks.
yeah.
Those are brutal, man.
Leg kicks, man. Yeah.
That laying around on the ground. I don't know if I like
I know, man. I'm a fighter, though. I love it all, man.
Yeah. You know, so now, man, you know, obviously you're boxing, but you know, to a certain level, man, you're doing what you love to do. But you know, there must be a fan of the sport inside of you too. When you look around at the sport, you know, these guys are competition and competitors in a lot of ways. But who do you like right now that's doing it in the sport right now that you sit back and admire what they do as a fan?
Terrence Crawford for sure,
Yeah.
man. I'm a huge fan of Terrence Crawford, man.
Yeah.
He's a beast, man. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. Tank, man. You know, all those top guys, man. I look up to them all and I study them. I sit back here when I'm not in the gym. I'm on my phone, man, on YouTube, man, just listening to these guys, man, talk. They're always doing interviews, and
Yeah.
I'm always staying in tune with the boxing world, man, for sure. I love
Yeah.
it.
I got to say, man, speaking of Terrence Crawford, he was in a dog fight the other night. That was
That was
Yeah.
no easy fight. That was no easy fight, but you
Yeah.
know, Terrence is a dog himself, and he took care of business.
It's to be expected, though, like when you're moving up in weight, though. You're challenging yourself. You're pushing yourself. You know?
Exactly. It's not going to be an easy fight, and a lot of people were disappointed because Terrence didn't get the stoppage and he didn't look phenomenal. But you got to remember who he was in there with, man. You know,
Right.
he was in there with a top caliber fighter for sure.
Right.
I thought for me, 15-13 or 16-12 was about right for Terrence.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too. I
And
felt
now we do see some terrible scores, man. As a young fighter, man, you know, does that ever enter in the back of your mind, man? I mean, you are 13-0, you know, 6 knockouts, so you're not somebody that's necessarily a knockout artist, but you know, so like when your fights go to the cards, man, is that something that ever weighs in the back of your mind as a fighter? Because we still do see some awful decisions, and we talk about it on here a lot. And I hate to criticize the sport that we love, man, but boxing needs to do better.
Absolutely. I mean, so far so good with my journey. I mean, all my decisions, I knew I was gonna win, man. You know what I'm saying? I haven't had any fights yet that I was like, oh shit, that went to the decision. I was like, oh, I might go this, I might go that way. So man, I go round for round, man. My coach is telling me, man, go round by round, Kevin, win round by round, man. You know what I'm saying? So
I mean, suddenly you look up and you're O'Shaquie Foster and you fucking pitch a shutout and they're robbing you of your belt.
Oh, I know, man. That's terrible.
Bad.
Man. Terrible. That was terrible. Terrible decision.
Thank God he's got thank God he's got a rematch clause and they're going to do it instantly. But I mean, you know, it's got to be frustrating when you're a fighter and you go out there and you pitch damn near a shutout and you've got a belt. You know, the old school mentality always was you got to go in and emphatically beat a champion and take his belt too on top of it.
Yeah, absolutely, man. That's why, you know, I'm not, like you said, I'm not known to be a knockout artist, but man, I do have that equalizer, man, and I do hit hard, man. I got that power. So I'm ready.
It's an East Coast thing. It's an East Coast thing, folks out there that don't understand, because we're upstate New Yorkers. It's an East Coast thing.
Yeah. No doubt, man. No doubt.
That's how we breed them out here on this coast. Badasses.
Yeah, you don't ever want to leave it up to the judges, man. You don't want to, man.
No way.
Come out. Yeah. For sure.
So you know, just to go off topic a little bit and learn a little more about you personally, man. You know, after you've made weight, after you got the fight in the books, man. And this may seem like it doesn't go with the line of questioning, but when you're all done with the fight, what's the go-to meal that you got to have right after a fight? You've killed yourself to make weight. You won your fight. What do you got to go to, man? What do you got to have that you've been depriving yourself of?
Oh man, I like to go to Brax. It's a nice bar and grill in Brockton. I get a nice hot fudge sundae, ice cream with a cookie. Oh yeah, I go crazy, man. I go crazy.
The sweet tooth comes out. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a big sweet guy, man. Yeah, I love my food, man. I love my food, you know. My girlfriend's always cooking me, man. That's my you know, she's always taking care of me, cooking well. So I'm feeling good, man. I'm ready for war at all times.
You're talking to two fat guys who eat a bunch of sweets.
Yeah.
But
hey, I'm a fat guy too inside. I'm a fat guy.
Hey, but listen though, man. In our defense, though, man, like we are father son, but we are both 6'4", so we can spread it out a little bit, you know.
Yeah, there you go.
It helps to have a little height.
Absolutely.
So while we're on the topic of getting to know you a little bit, you know, outside of boxing, if you're trying to fight like your toughest 3 minutes, your toughest round, what's the song or the artist that you put in your ears and you want to listen to?
Damn, man. There's so many, man. There's so many. There's so many, but and I like the old school rappers, man. Take me back to, man, some Young Buck. You
Okay.
know, 50
Oh, okay. All
Buck,
right.
50 Cent, Young Buck.
Yeah.
You know, I like to keep it old school, man. DMX.
Yeah, and by the way, there's nothing wrong with old school, man, because we've had young fighters on here. I mean, Shushu Carrington, man, came on the show and copped to us that 50 Cent, the Get Rich or Die Trying era, is what gets him pumped.
There you go, man. There you go, man. That's the dog era right there. I love
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Love it.
And he's a New Yorker, so he's got musical taste.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
We do got to say, though, that 50 Cent did have the best short run that ever happened in rap history.
Yeah, he did.
Yep.
He did. And he seems like his falling out with Floyd Mayweather is really serious, too. It seems like they really don't like each other.
I know, man. I know. That's crazy, man. I don't really know too much about that, but yeah, man.
I mean, they were tight for a while, though.
Yeah, I know, man.
I'm sorry to 50 Cent, but Floyd Mayweather would still flatline him.
I think so. Yeah. I mean, come on. Yeah. I mean, I don't care how much iron you're pumping in the gym, man, or how swole, how swole 50 Cent gets, man. I mean, Floyd Mayweather does this for a living,
Exactly.
I mean, that's tough to, and so you had 4 fights in 2023. You're about to fight again here coming up very soon, right? So that's going to be number 4 in 2024. So you've been super productive.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man. I'm looking forward to it, man. September 7th, Foxwoods Casino against a tough opponent, Irvin Gonzalez. He's 16-4. He's been around for a while. He fought for the WBC Youth World Title, I believe, and won. Yeah. So, he's a tough kid, man, and I'm looking forward to the challenge. 100%.
And now, do you feel like you'll get another fight in, or will this be it for 2024?
I'm not sure, to be honest. I'm not sure. I'm just focused on this fight, man. One fight at a time.
Yeah.
This
poor guy.
Yeah, after this
poor
fight,
guy's gonna get it.
Yeah, he is, man. Because I'm locked in, man. I'm locked in. I'm focused. And
I mean, you look. I mean, you're drinking a lot of water on camera. I mean, you look swole, man.
Yeah. I'm ready for war, man. I'm ready for war.
Hydration is key, man. Hydration is key.
It is 100%. I go to the gym. So I work out twice a day. I go to the steam room and the sauna every single day, pretty much. Yeah. So that takes a lot out of you, man. Water's key. Hydration is key. Absolutely.
And now, so you're currently fighting, because you started out your career at 130, but you're currently, if BoxRec has this right, and they don't always have it right, but you're currently a junior welter?
Yes.
Okay. Yes. A lot of big names at 140, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, but that's really not, I fought there in my last fight because my opponent came in at 43 pounds. We were supposed to fight at 35 or 135. Okay. He came in 143 or 145, something like that. So I had to make it to at least 143 to fight, to make the fight happen. So I went up to 143. That's why they got me in this division right now on BoxRec.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm a lightweight, man. 130, maybe even 126. I can get down to 135. Of course, I'll make the 140 though. If the money's right, if the fight's right and the money's right, I'll do 140 all day.
Yeah. And now, if you could put your promotional hat on, though, man, like what would be the next? Or I should backtrack. We've had a lot of guys come on and call 2025 is their big year for like a world title fight. And obviously, man, we are seeing guys get world title fights and not have to have as many fights under their belt. You can get title fights now and be under 20 fights, sometimes even under 15 fights. How we saw Loma have a title fight in his second in his second or third pro fight. So have you talked it over to your team, and what's the timeline for you? You got 13 fights under your belt, about to have 14. Where would you like to be throwing your hat into the ring for a world title?
Man, we think about it all the time, but I'm smart when it comes to boxing, and like they say, man, boxing's a marathon. It's not a sprint.
Yeah.
So, I want to stay humble. I don't want to rush it. I know I'm a beast, but I'm going to, that's why I have a team. That's why I have a manager. And, I'm going to leave it up to them, man. Hopefully, by the time I'm, I'd say 20-0, somewhere around there, I'll be fighting for a world title, man, But even that's, that's soon. But like you said, man, look at, who's that? Who just fought Crawford? He had a world title, right?
Yeah, only 10 fights. Yeah,
only 10 fights. So, yeah, man, I'm ready, man. I'm ready. I'm mentally ready for war at all times. So, bring it on, man. Bring it on.
So when you look at the sport, you know, where it is right now, and we see all these gimmick fights, Jake Paul trying to fight Mike Tyson and all this stuff. Like, what's your assessment of all that?
Well, at first I wasn't a huge fan of Jake Paul, to be honest, but he did grow on me. I like the fact that he's staying committed to the sport, staying dedicated to the sport, staying involved. And he's been winning fights also. He's been fighting. He hasn't been fighting the toughest boxers out there. He's been picking and choosing his fights, fighting MMA guys. And I understand it's more for the entertainment. It's not really for the it's not really for the boxing scene, I would say, but it's more for the TV televised entertainment.
Yeah.
For the views and stuff like that. So I mean, it's all good, man. No hate in my blood, man. Whatever the people want is cool with me, man. I'm really just focused on myself and my career. You know what I'm saying?
But
Yeah.
do you feel like, while we're talking about this, do you feel like it could sort of like weirdly merge a bond between WWE and boxing?
Yeah, it's getting there for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a little it's a little theatrical, a little bit.
Especially with Jake Paul, man. Yeah, that's what it's looking like, man. He's looking like the WWE star of boxing now, 100%.
Although the good thing is he shouldn't have a hard time landing fights, though. I find him to have a very punchable face.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
You agree?
Oh yeah. That, man. I was looking forward to that Mike Tyson fight, man, for sure.
I think it's still going to happen, though, right?
I heard. We'll see.
Yeah. But ultimately, though, like it is a polarizing topic because we have a lot of old school guys on here who don't like it, and then we do have a lot of guys who come on here and say, "Hey, it might not be the best thing, but it is bringing eyes to the sport."
Yeah, exactly. Bringing eyes to the sport, man. Yeah.
It's gaining, it's hopefully gaining new fans. A lot of people though can't seem to figure out how we fix the judging problem, and we've had some good suggestions on here. Some of the best ones we've talked about are having guys that have competed before on some level, even amateur fighters. Those should be the guys that should be scoring it. Guys that actually have done it in between the ropes.
Yeah, I agree with that.
You're putting an awful lot in the hands of like three guys. Sometimes these guys are, old. I'll call it what it is. Old guys.
Right. Old guys can barely see, have never fought, have never been in the ring themselves, man. You're right. You need to get it together.
On top of that, too, is like, haven't been, we got the podcast, so we do get, sometimes press row seats and stuff to watch events. I think part of it could be too, like, it is harder to see and score a fight when you're sitting there and you're trying to look through the ropes, and sometimes the guy's got his back to you and you can't see the shots.
Yeah.
I think be watching it from, like, even if it was in the dressing room or something, like from a remote location where they could get the camera angles and see all the action.
Right. That's why they have more than one judge.
Yeah, I'm sitting home a lot watching it on TV, and I'm getting the same scores, if not better scores, and I'm not even in the arena.
Absolutely, I say that all the time to my people. I'm like, dude, I would love to go to those fights in New York or in Las Vegas, but you know what? I feel like I get the best view right here at home.
Yeah,
man. What I'm saying?
And especially when you turn the sound down and you're not like really like influenced by the commentary, because that is a big part of it too.
Exactly. Absolutely.
Sometimes they're trying to push a certain narrative. Sometimes
they got you the fooled. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I don't want any names, but Tim Bradley.
Oh, you said it. Said it. You said it. You said it. Listen, Kevin. Kevin. You're completely absolved from anything that we say.
Yeah.
You're not incriminated along with us.
Yeah, man. He's known for that now, man. He's known for that now.
He really is.
He's been taking a lot of heat, man. So
yeah. And
you guys ain't the first ones to say that.
And so I gotta ask, man. Where do you feel like you know, as I mentioned, you were so active in 2023, been so active in 2024. You know, you've gotten a lot of fights in, almost 8 fights in the last 2 years. You know, what do you feel like you've improved on the most that you're happy about, that you felt like needed to come, you know, a certain distance and improve on?
Yeah, I feel like my cardio.
Yeah.
Yeah, my cardio was in the amateurs. It was something that always, like, if I lost a fight, it was more so due to like my cardio, my stamina, and my legs. And I feel like, you know, over the years of just becoming a professional and just training over the time and staying consistent, man, I just feel like my cardio and my stamina is definitely going to the next level, and it's helped me out big time with
Yeah.
my last couple fights.
I mean, obviously you don't want to go 12 rounds, but you got to be prepared to go 12 rounds.
You got to be ready. Exactly.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Do you feel like, and I like that he just said the 12-round thing, and I know back in the day it was 15 rounds. I never boxed, and I don't know, but I'm just curious. Like, do you train like to go 12 rounds, or do you train to go 20?
Well, it depends on what I'm fighting. If I have a 6-round fight, then I'm basically training to go 8 rounds. If I have a 10-round fight, I'm training to go 12 rounds. If I have a 12-round fight, I'm training to go 14 rounds.
Right.
So I take it the extra 2 miles each camp, 2 rounds each camp. You know what I'm saying? So this camp, I got an 8-round fight. You know, I'm sparring 10 rounds. I'm doing mitt work, 10 rounds minimum. I'm doing bag work, 10 rounds minimum. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And now, being as that you're from Brockton, Massachusetts, you know, and I mentioned at the top of the show here, you know, the home of the great, and I can't stress it enough, the great, marvelous Marvin Hagler. No disrespect to Rocky Marciano, man, but I mean, come on, man. I mean, you know, Brockton was even in marvelous Marvin Hagler's, you know, in nickname. Everybody knew him as his ties to Brockton or whatever. I'm sure. And you are a young guy, so maybe you know, maybe I'm talking out of school here, but I'm sure you've probably seen the fight with marvelous Marvin Hagler and Sugar Ray Leonard from 1987. Have you watched this fight?
Of course.
Yeah, of course. And in your opinion, and of course this is very subjective, who won that fight?
Marvin Hagler.
Okay, now we got another one for Marvin Hagler, and it was so. And listen, Kevin, you would be surprised, man, when you go on and put that fight up, and you get a discussion going in the boxing groups. And we obviously belong to a lot of the Facebook boxing groups, you know, doing what we do, try to keep our ear to the pavement and keep up on news or whatever. That is still a very polarizing decision. I'll tell you, man, it brings out the worst in people when you start getting when you're getting a conversation about that. People still want to argue about it.
Absolutely, history.
Why did Marvin win?
I just feel like he was the busy, and they were both obviously busy, but I just feel like Marvin hit him with the, you know, with the more crucial shots, man, the more heavy shots, man, for sure.
Yeah. And there's really no right or wrong answer to this either. I don't believe there's a right or wrong answer to it, because it literally really can. It really just depends on what you like, I guess.
Of course.
No, if you had 7-5 either way, you weren't wrong.
No, you weren't wrong. And so being as that Marvin Hagler is obviously one of the greats, one of the questions we love to ask people on here, man. And again, another subjective question. Your Mount Rushmore of all-time greats, your top 4 is who?
Marvelous Marvin Hagler.
Yeah, you got to have him repping up there.
Manny Pacquiao. Ooh, this is where it gets close, man. This is where it gets tough.
I'm going to say, while he's thinking of his last 2, we haven't heard a lot of guys on here shout out Manny Pacquiao.
Pacquiao, man, one of my favorites, man. One of my favorites. Me and my father.
Fucking 8 divisions, for God fucking sake. 8 divisions. What?
The best.
I'm gonna have to go back. I'm gonna have to go back and look. We're almost at 150 episodes, and I don't know if anybody shouted Manny out.
Absolutely, man.
Once, man, maybe once.
Terrence Crawford, man. Terrence Crawford, absolutely. And you know, Floyd Mayweather, but I'm gonna have to go with Visar Lomachenko, man. I was always a big fan of Lomachenko, man. His footwork and
I like that you're putting Loma on there. Yeah, and you're not necessarily putting Loma on there based on his win-loss record. You're putting him on there like for that skill set that he has, which is ridiculous.
Absolutely, man.
But
One of the best.
But in your opinion, though, you know, do you feel like it's a sign, you know, that he might be on the cusp of retiring, being as that he just pulled out of this Tank Davis fight, or do you think this is some kind of like a tactic or a ploy. Because then we just saw him the other night, man, vehemently arguing ringside with Shakur Stevenson, and looked like he wanted to fight him right there on the spot. So I've never seen that side of Loma be so pissed off at an event like that.
Exactly. Yeah. No. I mean, I think that Loma's just going through some things personally in life, and yeah, man, I just I just don't think that right now he feels like it's the best time to go in and fight that fight, but he'll be back, and when the time's right, he'll go get him.
And he's one of those guys that likes all the belts in one place too. Like Loma's always been all about the undisputed,
Yeah.
I wonder if it's some kind of a tactic to get all those belts all in one place and have to fight as little as possible and do it, because he is getting up there in age.
Exactly, man. You're right. And boxing's about being smart, man, for real. So you're right. Could be.
And so have you thought about, like, I know you're a young guy, but you seem like you're so on fire for combat sports, and you seem like you got such a passion for it. Have you thought beyond, your in-ring, competing? Have you thought about like life after boxing, and will it always involve boxing? Do you feel like, you'll segue into training or promoting or any of these things?
Yeah, 100%. I'll always be involved in boxing, man, whether it be, promoting, opening up my own gym, of course, in the future, helping out the future, the youth in my community, and beyond that, talking with you guys, man, and the boxing world, just talking, man. You know what I'm saying? For sure. I'll always be involved in boxing, man, for sure. It saved my life, man. I love it.
Yeah.
And I love it.
Hey, man, I got to say, I can only keep these kids out of it for so long, Kevin. I can only cover so
He knows. He understands.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I understand, man. I understand, man. You got to love them. You got to love them.
Hey, man, well, we're, too old to do this. We'll be passing the reins on,
Yeah.
That's all we can do.
Absolutely.
So with that being said, you've got the fight coming up. If you're able to shout out the date again and how people can watch it.
Yeah, September 7th, Foxwoods Casino, CES Promotions. Tune into my career, please. King Kevin Walsh, Facebook, King Kevin Walsh on Instagram. I'm always sharing the live streams and things like that on my social media platforms. So just tune into my social media, and I got you covered. I appreciate you guys so much for the support, man.
Yeah, and now Irvin Gonzalez, man, is there a message to your opponent that's coming up here, man?
Not really, man. Hats off to him, man. I give him much respect for stepping up to the plate and calling me out. He actually called me out. So I give him respect for calling me out and taking the challenge. And I'm looking forward to the challenge because I know he's a tough kid. I'm not sleeping on him, but I really just feel like my power is gonna be the difference in this fight. I feel like I'm gonna put him to sleep.
Yeah.
I'll say it for you, Kevin. We're gonna make him eat his words calling you out.
Yeah.
And absolutely, man.
I'm sorry, Irvin. I'm sorry, Irvin Gonzalez, man. But you're about to have have it put on you here, buddy, pretty soon. So
absolutely, September 7th, man, and my birthday's September 8th. So we go have a good night, man. That night.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, celebration right after that, right?
Big celebration. Yeah.
Listen, man, like
Sundays and cookies all around.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The hot fudge Sundays are going to be flowing that day.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
And listen, man, as soon as you've got those straps on, man, don't forget us. Come back on the show, man. We'll certainly keep in touch, man. You've been a great guest. Had a lot of fun with you, man. We'd love to have you back on again, man. So please stay in touch, man. Keep us tapped in on what's going on with your career, anything that we can promote or help you promote, man. We'd love to have you back on, man.
Off the couch boxing, man. You guys are the best, man. Thank you guys so much for the support, man. Let's go.
Yeah.
September 7th, man. Foxwoods Casino, 14-0. King Cat, baby. Boom.
Yeah. We believe it, man. We believe it. We believe in you, man. We're big fans. We're tapped in, man. We appreciate the hell out of you doing this, man. Thank you, man.
Thank you guys for the support.
Stand the fuck up. We got another one on the way.
Yes, sir. Talk to you guys soon.
Thanks, Kevin. Good talking to you, my man.
Later. Thank you.
Yeah, I told you, man. Who brings the greatest guests on their show? Who brings the charismatic up-and-coming champions? Who does it better than off the couch boxing? He's got me all pumped up now that he's there throwing fucking shots and saying, let's go. The time has come or whatever, man. Now I'm excited. Now I'm going to do a little bit of boasting. Off the couch boxing is the fucking best place for boxing conversations. Mason, tell him.
Hi, Papa.
Now I want to hear you say, Mason, off the couch boxing is number one.
Okay.
Say it.
I can't.
The couch boxing
I look couch boxing.
is number one.
See? Even the youth of today know what's up, man. No, hey, listen, in all seriousness, man, I've been trying to run down King Kevin Walsh for a while, man. We've had a lot of off the, phone conversations, text messages. I love that dude. I've watched interviews with him, watched plenty of his fights. Brockton, Massachusetts, man, speaks for itself right there, man. I mean, it produced Marvelous Marvin Hagler and Rocky Marciano. Need I say more?
Brockton, stand up.
Yeah, Brockton, stand the fuck up, man, because Kevin Walsh is going to be your next champion. 13-0, 6 knockouts, man. And I mean, come on, man. Even calling himself King Kevin. That's confidence right there. Salute to the nickname. We didn't even get to the nickname part.
I got to say, man, though, I respect his humbleness. I respect his attitude. I respect the man that man is.
Yeah. Extremely humble, man. Even when I set him up with the lob, man, to give a message to his opponent here coming up, man, he kept it pretty respectful. Although, thankfully we were there to step in and say it for him, man, that Irvin Gonzalez is about to catch one here pretty soon, man. And he is. I do believe that, man. Yeah, even without knowing too much about him, I just know that King Kevin is dialed the fuck in, man. And, he's taking care of business, man. And, I love the fact that, he acknowledges that boxing saved his life, man, that he turned his life around through boxing, man. You just respect the whole fucking feel-good story, even without him going into a lot of details. And it seemed like some of the stuff, is in the past and he wants to keep it there. And I certainly respect that, man. But he was very candid and open about having to do some time, behind bars or whatever, made some bad choices, got locked in with some bad people or whatever, man. But hey, there's always fucking redemption, man. Like the great poet Oscar Wilde once said, and I want to get this right. Every saint has a past, every sinner has a future. I think that's it. Something to that effect, man. Maybe people will straighten me out in the comment section if I got that right, man. But something like that, man. But I think the crux of the meaning is, man, that we can all redeem ourselves, man, and we can find a way to redemption and salvation without sounding too corny.
I saw your eyes light up when he said it. He likes to frequent your favorite room, man, the steam room.
Yeah, he certainly does. Yeah, I was a big fan, so shout out to Fitness Mill in New York Mills, man. But when I went there, man, I do love the steam room, man. I used to get in there. If no one else was in there, I would get in there and shadow box even, man. Love the steam room.
You might have to go in there and look at a couple old guys' peckers to get through it, but...
yeah, right. There might be some testicles fucking, dragging on the floor in there, man. But I mean, it's par for the course, man. But I prefer it over the sauna. I definitely like the wet heat more than I like going in there and drying out too much. I mean, steam room is good for the skin, cleans out the pores. We're getting off track here, but I mean, yeah, I'm picking steam room over sauna though, man. If someone's giving me the choice, gun to head, it's steam room over sauna.
With that,
big
shout
out to King Kevin Walsh, though, 13-0. Coming up on 14-0. I'm going to say it right now, man. I'm already saying he's 14-0.
Come on, the dude he's fighting already knows how to lose.
Yeah, that's true too. Ooh, shots fired. But that's all right, because King Kevin didn't want to seem to fire him too much because he's a humble guy. So we'll fire him for him, man. That's what us East Coast guys do. We look out for each other, man.
And with that being said, man, like and subscribe, hit the notification bell, tap in on Facebook. And shout out Gary Busey, because I can go 15 seconds with anything.
Yeah, and shout out King Kevin Walsh, and shout out some great choices, man. Shout out that he threw eight division world champion Manny Pacquiao on his Mount Rushmore. Where the fuck has everybody else been on that one, man? I don't know. But still, no one has shouted out Manny Pacquiao yet, man. Who's that I see back there, man? Do we got to get another kid in the episode?
We got another baby to get in the episode?
All right, bring her in.
I just need your shirt, Dad. But you want me in the episode so bad.
My baby's a little scantily clad right now.
Yeah. There she is.
We'll hide all that.
That's the best looking thing that's been on this episode. No disrespect to King Kevin or whatever, but I mean, you
Hey,
know,
no disrespect to Moose.
and no disrespect to Moose. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Right.
Like and subscribe.
And make sure you tell everybody Off the Couch Boxing is #1.
Tell him shout out Gary Busey.
Shout out Gary Busey.
And shout out Off the Couch Boxing, the #1 boxing podcast.
Daddy say that. Shout out Off the Couch Boxing.
Yes, that's right. Love you, baby.
Love you.
I will see you tomorrow for a fun weekend with Papa. That being said, though, yes, continue to stay tapped in for the best boxing conversations. As I've said before, this is where people from the fight game come to chop it up like no place else. You want to know what your favorite fighter eats? What kind of music he's vibing to? Who his Mount Rushmore is? Who his idols are? You know what I mean? How he got down in the streets and how many ass whoopings he was putting on people before he started boxing? You want to know the nuts and the bolts rather than just, hey, what are you going to do in your fight? What's the game plan? What's the strategy? How much tape are you watching?
Get the slogan.
Yeah. So, that being said, stay tapped in to Off the Couch Boxing. And remember, if you want to be a champion, you got to roll with the champs.